Om Namo Narayanaaya.
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 Om Yam Brahma Varnendra Strumanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Samavadakramopanishadai Gayanti Yam Samha Dhyanavasthitatadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginam Yashyantam Naridussurasvarana Devaya Tasmai Namah. Devaya Tasmai Namah. So now we are discussing various aspects of these three gunas: Lakshana, characteristics; Lingam, indicator; Bandhana Prabhavara, the way it binds us; Phala, the result, when in that mood actions are performed; Phala, and then Gati, at the time of death, what happens to the person when he dies in a particular time. So all those aspects are not orderly put. We are put in a haphazard. So now we are going to see verse number 16 and 17. They discuss Alam, the result, when in that mood when we perform action. So let us see 16. Karmana sukratasyahu Satvikam nirmalam phalam Rajasastu phalam dukkham Ajnanam tamasah phalam Karmana sukratasyahu Satvikam nirmalam phalam Rajasastu phalam dukkham Ajnanam tamasah phalam. Karmana sukratasya. A sattvic person in a sattvic mode What is the karmana phalam? What kind of result will you get? Samtvigam nirmalam phalam. In the sattvic mode, whatever you do, the result is nirmalam. The result is sattvigam. What does it mean? Everybody is benefited. In the process, your mind is purified. In the process, others are also benefited because actions are selflessly done for the welfare of everyone. And moreover, as a result of this, vasanas are exhausted. Spiritual tendencies also becomes intense. And this person, so on one side there is material prosperity, on the other side there is spiritual evolution. Everybody is benefited. The doer is benefited, the receiver is benefited. So this is a win-win situation. This is what happens when in the mood of Sattva-guna we perform an action. We will never regret it. Because the right action has been done with the right attitude, at the right time, at the right place. Everything is perfect. Satvikam nirmalam phalam. What about Rajas? Rajasastu phalam dukkham. In the mood of Rajas, whatever you do at that time, you may be fully charged up, late, but afterwards, I shouldn't have done. Dukkham is the result. What is the nature of Rajas? Ragatmakam. Because of intense attachment that person is doing. And that intense attachment finally takes the form of pain, suffering, regret, guilt. At that time he thought this was the right thing to do. But later on, when the results come, he regrets it. Because when the action was done, he was literally blind with infatuation, with attachment. Whenever actions are done without wisdom, this is what happens. Sometimes the whole lifetime that person regrets. Not able to come out of that guilt. Dukkha. You have to be extremely careful. Rajasastu agre, it is said, agre amrutopam, pariname vishamiva. This is how rajasic things are. In the beginning it is nectar. And in the end it is like poison. What about sattvika? Agre vishamiva, pariname amrutopam. In the beginning it is like visham. Sattvic things. Beginning it is very difficult. But in the end, results are amrito, nectarian. Okay, what about tamas? Ajnanam tamasa phalam. In tamas, when you do something, you learn nothing out of it. You do an action, but you remain ignorant after the action, after the result also. You don't learn anything. At least this rajasic person through suffering, he learns. Oh, I have done a mistake, I should correct myself. Then there is introspection, then there is correction. As far as tamasic person is concerned, you know that there is a song, very famous movie song. What is that? Chingari koi bhadke. Chingari koi bhadke. How many of you know that song? In that, there is one line, the old movie song, very famous song, Kishore Kumar. पीते हैं तो जिंदा है, ना पीते तो मर जाते. You understood? I am drinking, therefore I am alive. Na pite, if I don't drink, then I would have long time dead. What is this? Glorification of drinking. Drinking what? Alcohol, not lemon juice. Now this is called tamas. He says that I am drinking, therefore I am alive. Drinks is a nectar for me because it helps me get rid of all my sorrows. So after drinking, what is the lesson he has learned? Drinking is very good. This is called as tamas. You perform an action, still you don't learn the result, learn the lesson. Ignorance continues. Tamasa, ajnanam, tamasa phalam. Sattvic person, he doesn't commit mistake. Rajasic person, he commits mistakes and learns. Tamasic person, he goes on committing mistake and glorifies his mistake. Terrorist, that is another category. They kill so many people in the name of religion, and after that they say that what we have done is right. And as a result of this, even if we are dead, we get only heaven. This is called tamas. You will keep on committing mistake and you never learn. So then what happens to such people? Such people learn through suffering. So nature has designed to give more and more suffering to such people. A time will come when that person starts introspecting. Always introspection happens through suffering only. That's what happens. Okay, next one, 17. Again, the topic is phalam only, result. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam.
Sattva sanjayate jnanam.
Rajaso lobha eva cha.
Rajaso lobha eva cha.
Pramada moho tamasah.
Pramada moho tamasah.
Bhavato jnanameva cha.
Bhavato jnanameva cha.
Sattva sanjayate jnanam. Rajaso lobha eva cha. Pramada moho tamasah. Bhavato jnanameva cha. Right. Sattva jnanam sanjayate. In the sattvic mode, when you perform sattvic action, what happens? Jnanam. You become wiser and wiser. More and more knowledge to go on getting. Jnanam sanjayate. Rajasaha lobha eva cha. In the mood of rajas, there is only greed. Earlier it was said, dukkha. That is the end result. But intermediate result is lobha, greed, which finally culminates in sorrow. Pramada moha tamasa. From tamas comes pramada and moha. Pramada means carelessness. Moha means delusion. Bhavata ajnanam eva cha. From tamas, end result is ajnanam only. Ignorance. That person never learns. He never gave importance to knowledge, therefore he never becomes wise. Okay, nothing new. Now again the same idea, gati. After death, what happens to each one of them? Verse number 18. Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha.
Urdhvam gachanti sattvasthaha.
Madhye tishtanti rajasaha.
Madhye tishtanti rajasaha.
Jaghanya guna vrittisthaha.
Jaganya guna vrittisthaha.
Adho gachanti tamasaha.
Adho gachanti tamasaha.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्थाः मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः जघन्यगुणवृत्तिष्ठाः अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः. So at the time of death, what happens to person who remains in sattvic state? Urdhvam gachanti sattvastha. He goes to the higher planes, higher worlds. Madhye tishtanti rajasa. He comes back to the same world. Madhye tishtanti. Jaganya guna vruttistha. Jaganya means inferior. So Jaganya guna means tamasic guna. Jaganya guna vruttistha. Adho gachanti tamasa. Adha means downwards. Sattvic people evolve. Rajasic people remain at the same place. Tamasic people go even further below. Even further below means what? Sometimes even human body they don't get. They are born in some animal body, insect body and all that. Inferior people go to inferior worlds. So that is the law of this cosmos. If you don't behave properly in a responsible way, according to the status given to you, then that status also will be taken away from you. Whatever level you are given, you are supposed to behave that way. Human beings are supposed to be the crest and crown of creation. If the behavior is animalistic, then that person is fit to go to animal kingdom. He doesn't deserve human kingdom. So therefore, adho gachanti, goes down. Now comes a very important verse, verse number 19. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhigacchati. Nanyam gunebhyah kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhigacchati. Yes. So now what is the purpose of the whole discussion of this chapter? Just tamas sattva. The purpose is this. The purpose is at the seat of meditation, assuming that this person has cultivated enough sattva guna, mind is extremely pure. At the seat of meditation, what happens? Yada drashta anupashyati. At the seat of meditation, when you just sit down and watch your thoughts in the sattvic mode, assuming that the mind has been thoroughly purified, this person has gone beyond. See, it is not that the mind is 100% sattva. Nobody can make the mind 100% sattvic. Just like nobody can make the physical body 100% healthy. No physical body is 100% healthy. In the same way, no mind is 100% sattvic. But, as Puja Gurudev used to say, 80% if you do, that is enough. You are then fit for higher meditation. So, such a person, in that state of sattvic mood, he is able to do this. What does he do? Yada drashta. Drashta means what? Observer. Observer. He is able to observe. What is he able to observe? He is able to observe his own mind. In a tamasic mode, you can't observe your mind. You are one with the mind. In the rajasic mode also, you are not able to observe the mind. It's one. But in sattvic mode, you are able to clearly see the difference between observer and the observed. You are able to observe your thoughts. I am not my thoughts. This way he is able to remain as a drashta. So what does he see? Anupashyati, very clearly he sees. What does he see? Gunebhyaha anyam kartaram na anupashyati. He doesn't see anything else other than the gunas as the doer. He clearly sees that I am pure consciousness who is not doing anything. I am a non-doer. And who is doing it? These three gunas are doing it. Meaning absolute detachment. And when this happens, Gunebhyaha param veti. He comes to experience another entity which is beyond the three gunas. And who is that entity? Bhagavan says, Saha madbhavam adhigacchati. He attains to me. Means what? The observer is me. Madbhava means my nature. So what Bhagavan is trying to say is, I am the observer in everyone. The Supreme Self, the pure consciousness. So, when the mind is sattvic, you are able to witness your mind and clearly see that you are not the mind. And who are you? Observer of the mind. And who is that observer? Bhagavan says it is me. It is my nature. So remember the pole vault example. The pole vault example, what does that person do? Pole vaulter. He takes that pole, runs fast, fixes the pole, and as the pole straightens up, he climbs the pole. By the time the pole has become perpendicular, he is on the top. And then what does he do? Drop the pole, jump to the other side. This is exactly what has to be done in spirituality also. What is the pole? Mind is the pole. What is climbing the pole? Tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. This is called climbing the pole. What is dropping the pole? Dropping the mind. How do you drop the mind? By witnessing the mind. Witnessing the mind is the way to drop the mind. Then what happens? You jump onto the other side. What is that other side? Bhagavan. Gunebhyasyam param. So the purpose of cultivating the sattvic mind is this. Remember the first class. The one thing to be done is detach from what you are not. At the seat of meditation, thoughts are there. You are watching the thoughts. You are not entertaining the thoughts. As you watch the thoughts start dying down. And what remains? Only pure consciousness remains. What happens when you get identified with the thoughts? That just means identification. You start going along with the thoughts. Mind wanders. What happens in tamas? You are not even aware that there is a mind. That is tamas, ajnana, dullness. In rajas, you become one with the mind and water with the mind. In tamas, mind is dull. You are not even aware of yourself or the mind. In sattva, alert, prakasha. You very clearly see that in your presence, thoughts are just passing by. You remain as an alert, vigilant witness of your thoughts. You clearly see another entity other than the thoughts, observing the thoughts. And also you clearly see an entity higher than you, different from you. That entity is pure consciousness. Bhagavan says that is me. In fact, as the mind becomes silent, this observer becomes one with that consciousness. That status of observer itself goes away. Because to observe something, you need an observed thing. As you go on observing the mind, what happens to the mind? Remember, mind can be active only when you cooperate with the mind. Mind chatters because you are cooperating with the mind. When you witness the mind ceases to exist. Manasam tuhim margane naiva manasam margahajava. So in this meditation, what happens? You come to know you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are only the pure consciousness witnessing everything. You have nothing to do with the body or the mind. Such a person is called a gunatita, liberated person. What happens to such a person? Verse number 20. Gunane tanatityatri Gunane tanatityatri Dehi deha samudbhavan Janma mrityu jara dukkaihi Vimukto mritamashnute Gunane tanatityatri Dehi deha samudbhavan Janma mrityu jara dukkaihi Vimukto mritamashnute. Yes. Dehi, this person who is possessing the body, Deha samudbhavan etan tri guna aditya. This way he transcends all the three gunas, transcends the mind, and thus janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimuktaha. He becomes firmly rooted in the knowledge that I am not the body. And therefore, all the sorrows related to Janma, Mrityu, Jara, they are all connected to body. Janma is painful, birth is painful, Mrityu, death is painful, Jara, old age is painful. So these are all the dukkha, sorrows, the sorrows of birth, death, old age, disease. He becomes free from everything. Amritamasnate, he attains immortality. Now Arjuna asks a question. Bhagavan, such a liberated person, what is his characteristics? How does he behave? And how to become such a person? This is the question. So, next question verse number 21. Yes. Arjuna uvacha Kairlinge string gunanetan Atito bhavati prabho Kimacharah katham chaitan Trigunanati vartate Kairlingai Trigunaneta Atito bhavati prabho Himachara katham chaitan Sri Gunanati Vartate. So there is this Kairlinga is Sri Gunahita. There is no Sri there. It is Kaihi Lingaihi Tri. So because of the grammar rule it becomes Sri. There is no Sri there. Okay. Kaihi Lingaihi Tri Gunan Etan Atitaha Bhavati. A person who has transcended these three gunas, Bhagwan, what are his characteristics? How does he live in this world? Such a God-realized person, liberated person. What are his characteristics? Kimachara. How does he behave? Katham cha etan tri gunan ativartate Bhagwan. Please tell us how to transcend these three gunas. So this is the question raised by Arjuna. Literally this question is nothing but the Sthita Prajna Lakshana of the second chapter. Same thing. So Bhagavan starts answer. Verse number 22. Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha
Prakasham cha pravrittim cha
Prakasham cha pravrittim cha
Mohameva cha Pandava
Mohameva cha Pandava
Na dveshti sampravrittani
Naveshti sampravrittani
Na nivrittani kamshati
Navrittani kamshati
Prakasham cha pravrittim cha Mohameva cha Pandava Na dveshti sampravrittani Na nivrittani kamshati. Next one also. Udasina vadasina
Udasina vadasina
Gunairyo na vichalyate
Gunayyo na vichalyate
Guna vartanta ityeva
Gunavartanta ityeva
Yovatishthati ningate
Yo vasishtati ningate
Udasina vadasina Gunayyo na vichalyate Guna vartanta ityeva Yovatishthati ningate. Yes. So how does he behave? So behavior according to the gunas, according to the three gunas, that is what is described here. Prakasham, it is sattva-guna. Pravrittim, rajo-guna. Moham, tamo-guna. What is his attitude? Na dveshti sampravrittani. When these gunas are active, he doesn't hate them. Na nivrittani kamshati. He doesn't desire to get rid of them. This is something amazing. What does a sadhaka do when he is in tamoguna? He tries to get rid of it. Rajoguna, tamoguna, he tries to get rid of. This is how a sadhaka will behave. What about a Mahatma? Agate swagate. Remember, a Mahatma also has these three gunas. You can't say, no, he is liberated, therefore only Sattva. No. Everything is there. So there is Rajoguna also in him. Tapoguna also means what? He also feels sleepy. Okay. He also feels sleepy. So what does he do? He sleeps. Prakasham pravrittim moham na dveshti sampravartani. When they are active, he doesn't hate them. It comes, fine, it comes. What does he do? He is just watching. And that witness who is just witnessing every state of the mind. I have nothing to do with the mind. I have nothing to do with the states of the mind. This way, Udasinavat asina. Udasina means what? Indifferent. Gunaihi yona vichayate. He is not affected by the gunas. Guna vartante iti eva yaha avatishtati na ingati. See, if you are not the mind, why are you bothered about the state of the mind? If you are not your shadow, why are you bothered about where the shadow is going? Isn't it? At the sadhaka level, there is identification. So therefore, he is constantly careful about the state of the mind and all that. As far as a Mahatma is concerned, he is not bothered about the states of the mind at all. Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Sattoguna, everything appears and disappears in his mind, but he is not bothered. Because where is he rooted? He is rooted in consciousness. What is the nature of consciousness? Satchidanand. Bas. Punavartante ityevaya avatishtati na ingate. In my presence, mind is having sattva-guna. That sattva-guna has gone. In my presence, now mind is entertaining rajoguna. That has gone. In my presence, there is the moment. I am just a witness of all these three states. Bas. So is it disturbed when there is sattva-guna? Not at all. If the body needs rest, okay, take rest. How does it matter? If the mind is active, okay, the body to mind, let the body also be active. I am just a witness. Okay, that is fine. Now these are all very subjective things. You just cannot look at a person and say, you can't. In fact, he will behave like any other normal person. That's the point. But deep down, there is a huge difference. What is the difference? Ordinary person is attached to the gunas. Other people are, this Mahatma is detached from these gunas. That's it. And how does his day-to-day behavior, that is mentioned in the next two verses, verse number 24 and 25. Samadukha sukha swasthaha Samaloštāśma kañcanaha Tulya priya priyo dhīraha Tulya nindatma samstutihi Samadukha sukha swasthaha Samaloštāśma kañcanaha Tulya priya priyo dhīraha Tulya nindatma samstutihi Mānāpamanayostulyaha Tulyo mitrāripakshayoho Sarvārambha parityāgi Gunātītas sa uchyate Mānāpamanayostulyaha Tulyo mitrāripakshayoho Sarvārambha parityāgi Gunātītas sa uchyate. Yes. Sama dukkha sukha. So joys and sorrows come to this person also. What is his attitude? Sama. This is called as nirdvandva. In the external world, all the pairs of opposites come to him also. But as far as his mind is concerned, it is peace. Generally, what happens to us? When joyful situation comes, conducive environment, we are happy. Unconducive environment, sorrowful situation, we are unhappy. We get tossed up and down like a boat in the ocean. When the waves are up, boat is up. When the waves are down, boat is down. But what about this person? Samadukha sukha, unaffected by joys and sorrows. Why is it so? It is so because his joy doesn't depend upon the external situation. This is the secret. The source of his happiness is the self. Self is ever blissful. Ever blissful self can never become sorrowful. This is the difference between a Mahatma and a Samsari. For a Samsari, his happiness depends upon the outer environment. Good things happen, he is happy. Bad things happen, he is miserable. What about a Mahatma? It doesn't matter whether joy or sorrow come to him, his mind is ever peaceful. In the language of devotion, if the mind is ever holding on to God, that mind will be unaffected by the external ups and downs of life. That is what is mentioned here. Samadukha sukha. Swastha. Swastha means what? Healthy. Here, swastha means swastha. Stha means to stay. Swa in one's own self. He stays in his own self. Rooted in God. And who is God? The self is God. Aham is God. Consciousness is God. He is rooted there. And because he is rooted there, so this is the law. Wherever your attention is, that you will experience. If your attention is the ups and downs of the world, then your mind also will go up and down. If your attention is upon God, then you will experience the properties of God. What is the property of God? Infinite peace, infinite bliss. That is the meaning of swastha. So all these virtues of this Mahatma is only because he is swastha. His attention doesn't go out away from himself. Nothing is given importance other than God. God is the first priority. Mind is rooted there. Because of which he is able to do all these miracles. This is called as intelligent living. Escaping from ups and downs is not intelligent living. Amidst ups and downs in the world, remain peaceful. This is spirituality. Not escaping from the world. Everybody is in the battlefield, not just Arjuna. We all have our own battles to wage. Family problems are there, professional problems are there, difficulties are there, diseases, there all kinds of problems are there. Amidst problem, can you remain peaceful? This is the challenge. Not running away somewhere and then become peaceful. It has no value. Amidst storm, can you be peaceful? That is why the whole knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was given where? Not in some ashram. Right in the battlefield. Just imagine to remain peaceful and equanimous in the battlefield when you are killing and getting killed. That is a challenge. That is why Bhagavad Gita is a revolution. The very same Upanishadic message in the battlefield. Samadukha sukha. So there was this emperor who was marching forward with his army, conquering land after land. So people were all running away because he was a very cruel emperor. Whoever was on the way, he could just kill. So people in the villages, they left everything and ran away. Leaving whatever little things they had, they got it. So this emperor was marching. The entire village, nobody was there. Then as he was marching, he saw one person seated under a tree. emperor was amazed. How dare he sitting here? He has no fear of him. He goes to that person. He's sitting there again. Don't you know who I am? The emperor shouted at him. I can chop your head without blinking once. That person looked straight into him, into his eyes, and said, don't you know who I am? I can get my head chopped without blinking once. Now what needs more courage? Chopping somebody's head anyone can do. Getting the head chopped, that is the meaning here. Is it? Sama. Undisturbed. That is the kind of fearlessness this knowledge gives. The moment you come to know you are not the body, then, because see, our entire life is revolving around the body only actually. All kinds of fears is basically the fear of death, fear of darkness, fear of height, fear of snakes. What is the root cause of all this fear? Fear of death. And this person becomes free from that. Samadukha sukha, swastha. And once you reach this state, sama, loshta, ashma, kanchana. Loshta, mud. Ashma, stone. Kanchana, gold. For this person, all these three are one and the same. Gold is important as long as worldly needs are important. This person reaches that state where everything is the same matter. Tulya, priya, apriya. There are things which are dear to us. I like it. There are things which are not dear to us. I don't like it. As far as he is concerned, there is no such thing. Likes and dislikes have completely vanished from his life. Dhira tulya ninda atma samstuti. Somebody will praise him, somebody will criticize him. He is not affected at all. These are the great virtue. In the society, all kinds of people are there. Some will praise you, some will criticize you. Everyone need not be, in agreement with you. To the extent our ego is big, to that extent criticism will hurt us. The intensity of hurt is directly proportional to our ego which we carry. And what about this person? Egolessness. So therefore, hurtlessness. To the extent we carry the ego, to that extent when others praise us, we go up. We go up and down based on praise and criticism. This person is not affected at all. If you are identified with the body, somebody praises the body, you go up. But if you are disidentified, then you are unaffected. These are all the inner glories of the Mahatma. Even at the sadhaka level also you get all this. Is dhira. Dhi means buddhi. Dhira doesn't mean a courageous person. In Hindi, dhira means courageous. In Sanskrit, dhira means wise. Dhi means buddhi. He is a wise man. He sees things as it is. Wherever there is knowledge, there is peace. Therefore, he is absolutely peaceful. Mana apamanayoho tulya. Same with respect to mana and apamana, honor and dishonor. Tulyo mitrani pakshayoho. He is same whether to friend or to foe. There is no friend and foe for him. This is my friend, that is my enemy. Nothing. There is only one Bhagavan who is expressing through different ways. So no likes, no dislikes, no enmity. It's only vision of oneness. I myself am expressing through different bodies. The very same consciousness is there in every one of us. This is his vision. So there is no friend, there is no enemy. Sarvarambha Parityagi. Even if he works in the world, there is no sense of devotion. He is a perfect instrument in the hands of the Lord. Gunatita Samchari. Such a person is called Gunatita. Now Arjuna's question is how to become such a Gunatita. That is answered in verse number 26-27. Mamchayo vyabhicharena Bhakti yogena sevate Sagunan samatitetan Brahma bhuyaya kalpate Brahmano hi pratishthaham Amritasya vyayasya cha Shashvatasya cha dharmasya Sukhasya kantikasya cha Together Mamchayo vyabhicharena Bhakti yogena sevate Sagunan samatitetan Brahma bhuyaya kalpate Brahmano hi pratishthaham Amritasya vyayasya cha Shashvatasya cha dharmasya Sukhasya kantikasya cha. Yes, how to become a Gunatita? Here is the way. Mamchayaha avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. The one who worships me with sat gunam samatitetan, he will easily transcend all the gunas and Brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He is the fit person to become Brahman. Bhagavan, devotion for you, how can it lead to Brahman? Bhagavan says that Brahman is me only. There is no difference. Brahmano hi pratishthaham. That support for Brahman is me only. That Brahman which is Amritasya, immortal, Avyayasya, imperishable, Shashvatasya, dharmasya, which is of eternal nature, Sukhasya, ekantikasya, which is bliss. Ekantikasya means what? Absolute bliss. So that Brahman which is absolute bliss, which is eternal, which is imperishable, which is immortal, I am the support of that Brahman. So therefore anyone who develops devotion unto me, that person becomes fit to transcend all the gunas. So how to transcend all these gunas? Bhakti is the way. One bhakti, if you have, everything you get. Om Tat Sat. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama Chaturdashodhyayah. Thus comes to an end of this 14th chapter. What is the name? Gunatraya Vibhava Yoga, which comes as a dialogue between Krishna and Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, which is nothing but the essence of the Upanishads. So thus this chapter comes to an end. So therefore you see how spirituality is connected with our day-to-day living. Many people consider spiritual living as different, material, worldly living different. No, they are connected. So how should we live our life? Live our life in such a way that we live in Sattva. Yes, Sattva will help us in meditation. Meditation will help us go beyond all gunas and become one with God. That's the chapter comes to an end. I sincerely invoke the grace of the Lord, the blessings of Puja Gurudev. May we all become these gunatitas by intelligently living our life and handling all worldly problems beautifully. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyit Dukkha Bhave, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.